Hi Pisces, welcome to your 2022 year in review. Um, we're going to use the light seers for you. We're going to check out your whole year. We're going to break it down in seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And then we're going to take cards off of each season. And then, as always, we're going to read the whole spread together. Um, yeah, that's just, I'm assuming the way it's going to go is the way it usually goes. Let me move this back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so a few things I got for you this month or this year, is this is the year really for you to make the move. Um, Whatever that may mean for you. It's like this year is Pisces' turn to make the move. Um, and I'm saying that because I feel like there could be, whatever it may relate to, there could be the other end of that who maybe also wants to make a move, but neither makes the move, and so something never happens. You know what I mean? So this year, you want to like step out of your comfort zone a little bit. I mean, be realistic at the same time. This is a year, you're already very psychic, but this is a year where you're going to have a lot of psychic energy around you. And what I mean by that is I feel like a lot of guidance, steps to follow. This may not be the easiest year for you, but these little tidbits, these seeds are what's, going to move you forward, really move you forward, because this can really be a good year in your finances, um, in your relationships, that type of thing. Um, just remember that, when you see these seeds or you see these signs, and you will, I feel confident in that. Um, don't get in your head over it. Like, is that really meant to be, or is that just just my imagination? Like, go with the first thing. Go with your gut. Go with your gut this year. Go with your gut always, but especially this year. Because you're someone that you tend to take care of others before you take care of yourself. So this year, it's not saying don't take care of others, because you're very loving, and especially in family and that, but you can go to the extreme of people pleasing and then forget about yourself. So this year, do not forget about yourself. Um, and your lucky numbers for this year are 2 and 9. 2 and 9. And that can be in any combination. I'm not guaranteeing you'll win anything with that, but that could tell you, like, what's the best day to sign a contract on a 2 or the ninth, on the 2nd or the ninth. Um, you know, I mean, that type of thing. Now, again, in any combination, I just realized the 9 plus 2 is 11. So that could be something. I associate 11, first of all, with wishes coming true. But it can also talk about twin flames too. We're in the year of the lovers. 2022 is the year of the lovers. So that relates to everyone universally. All right, let's begin. We have the 8 of Swords. It's what we're opening with. We have, and by the way, we're using the light seers to represent your seasons. Hello, lovers. Perfect. First of all, it's a 6. It's the year we're in, the year of the lovers. Can also represent a Gemini. Interesting, though, how I even recognize like the 2 and the 9, and adding up to 11. That may mean something. And then we have the 9 of Wands. Let's get your last card out. And then I'm going to use the crystal vision to go across all the seasons for you. we have the Queen of Cups with the Queen of Swords. Now, this can certainly be people, right? Queen of Cups, you, another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Queen of Swords can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, certainly. But I'm feeling the energy of them too. Look how she's connecting, right? This is what you want to do this year. Like, you want to connect to the energy of your guides, of your universe, so to speak. And it's exactly what you're doing. And then I like seeing the Queen of Swords next to that, because to me it's about receiving. Like, I'm asking, I'm receiving, and then I'm seeing it forward. If that makes sense. We're going to take both queens. They did come together. And then we have the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Could represent August, could represent fast moving energy. It's interesting, we have two eights. We have the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords. I feel like you're being pushed in a way, it could be energetically, to free yourself from something. You know, this is the year, I feel like, for you to try to live freely. It doesn't mean I have to be single. I don't mean it like that. I mean just freely, where I'm leaving my head out of it as much as I can. And what, you know, because you can really look at your life and see the cycles. Like, why am I right where I am today? You know, there's a reason. What have I done in the past that put me in right where I am now? Now, that can be good, that can be hard, you know. But opening with the Eight of Swords is the energy of, you know, I've created a prison around me to protect myself. You know, it's funny because I love this card, because I feel like this is like the higher you looking at the human you. Like, look what she's doing to herself, right? It's almost a mirror. It's like she's giving birth to herself. So anyways, the Eight of Swords is a self-created energy. It just means for some reason I feel like I have to protect myself. But by doing that, I wear a blindfold. You know, I can fear the truth, but the truth shall set me free. And that's just the truth, right? The truth will set you free. Living in an illusion doesn't get you anywhere. Maybe for a small period of time, but like, you know, all of a sudden I'm remembering going to this Christmas party. This was a long time ago, and it was my boyfriend's worked at the dealership that my father was the sales manager of. So I knew everyone very, very well. So we all went to this Christmas party, and one of the managers there was having an affair with one of the women salesperson, and everybody knew that, right? Except for the wife. Except for the wife. And through that whole party, that's all I kept thinking about. And the more, like, you know, I was, like, I drank, of course. And the more I drank, the more, like, the inner me wanted to go tell her, but I knew it wasn't the place. And she found out, and she forgave him, and they're still together, which is good. You know what I mean? She did forgive him. I don't know. I feel like I'm telling that story because someone can relate to that. But what I really mean by that is I don't want to be the only one in the room who doesn't know the truth, right? So it's better to rip off a blindfold, see whatever it is you need to see, face it, and move through it. That's going to be a theme for you this year. Is, you know, we're all, listen, this should be a much more peaceful year. But in the same breath, there's always going to be the ups and downs of life. When we look at the challenges that we face head on and determined to move through them, we will. Sometimes those challenges feel like a wall and can stop us in our tracks. So, it's just being real, letting down any armor. You don't need it. You're not meant to have it, Pisces, especially if it's relating to your heart. It's almost like the energy from my heart has traveled to my thought system. And, you know, we all get our heart broken, but we do recover. I don't know why I'm going into this so much. Okay, let's bring in the crystal vision. You know, the Eight of Swords, if we're going to have it in the reading, it's good to have it as the first card. Because hopefully that is what's ending, what's leaving. You know what I mean? It's funny, I saw the Three of Swords and I saw the Ten of Swords. And that is not the last card I want to see. One more shuffle. They're already pre-shuffled, by the way. All right. Let's get into it. You know, when I do a reading, I don't say that what I'm giving you is predictions. What I'm giving you is potentials, right? These are the potentials that we can live up to. There's no reason why I can't have love the way I want love, right? The only reason is because, you know, what I need to remember in that energy is what I think about is what I'm putting out, right? What I think about, I bring about. So I have to know that I deserve the best, and then I have to demand the best at the same time. Now, everyone's imperfect. It's just the way it is, right? And we're meant to be. We're flawed. Did I already cut these? I feel like I did, but we'll do it again. Move them over a little bit, bring this down. I know it's a little hard to see the cards. All right, we have a Death card coming right to the Eight of Swords. Time to put that to an end, right? Time to close that door. Like, that door is not serving me, right? The Eight of Swords is this, you know, this, again, self-created prison that I have created for myself. It's time. Like, it's time. I got to put it to an end. And listen, if you're being called to put something to an end, there's a reason. Because something wants to begin. Something is ready. It's like something's bursting at the seams. But it cannot begin until this Eight of Swords is dealt with. That's just a fact, right? Because, listen, a blessing could fall right in front of me, but with a blindfold on, I'm not going to see it. I better be able to feel it, but not in that energy, right? Her hands are lightly bound, but she's not truly bound. It's an illusion. She feels that way. I feel like the Death card's being very strong with you, like, okay, enough of that now, because something wants to be reborn. This is about a rebirth in yourself, but also maybe in something else. Let's see. Card Scorpio, by the way. And then we have the Knight of Wands. You know, the Knight is bringing you something. It's coming your way. Yes, what the Knight is for. Can speak of travel also, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling that. I'm feeling more about this is some type of energy. It's definitely energy that's coming towards you. And if I allow myself, I can become very passionate in it. This is about desire. You know, I just glance down and I see the Lovers. Normally when I talk to you, I'm looking all over the room. I'm not even looking at the cards. I'm just telling you, like, what I feel my guides want me to say. Anyway, but I glanced down the Lovers and I thought, wow. You know, well, let's wait and see. So we have the Lover. We have the Knight of Wands. It's part of the rebirth. And you know, and don't get upset if like in January, a lot of people feel like it's January, I should have my shit together, I should be ready to begin this year, right? My trouble should be over. I feel like January is the month like that, almost till March, you know, like maybe it's your birthday really. But I feel like sometimes it takes that amount of time to clear, like to truly clear, even though the death card I feel like is like talking about now. Oh, thought a card flipped over. We have Justice. Card of Libra. Interesting. You know, the Knight of Wands is the energy that's carrying justice into you. So let's look at justice in a different way here, because first of all, I feel like the death card are your guides saying, like, you know, and I love the illumination, the light, the divine light, the white light. Maybe it would serve you to, like, you know, light a white candle, that type of thing, dress in white. I know it's after Labor Day. You know, that type of thing. I feel like it's almost like I'm letting this light in, and the more I let this light in, the more it casts away the shadows. So it's like this divine light comes in, right? It may come in as like the smallest stream, but as it grows, it's like it illuminates everything for you. You know, it's like the universe is working with you, understanding, like, listen, we know this is where you've been. We know why you've created this wall around you. But in the same breath, as a soul, you know, you didn't come here to get stuck. Maybe you came to learn that that sometimes I do this to myself, and we all do. You know what I mean? So I have to learn that. This is about self. 8 is about self, but it's also about a new beginning. A death card saying the same thing, right? A death so that a rebirth can happen. So in that energy, I feel like justice is about something that's making you feel whole again. Justice is about you. It's fairness, right? Maybe you've been through some difficult times. I like the difference of the Eight of Wands to the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Wands is I'm participating in the energy I put out there, right? I'm doing it with intent. Eight of Swords, I'm not. So anyway, so justice again, it's bringing balance into your life, but you got to allow it in at the same time. Some of you, it can certainly talk about a divorce. You know what I mean? But I feel like if this is about a divorce and this is what, you know, like deep down you want, this may be the year that you do that. I'm not telling you to do that. You know, and it doesn't even have to be a divorce. It's just about cutting certain ties. Cutting ties. Okay, and I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I feel like really what it's talking about is the energy that it's bringing to you, and it feels delicious. Okay, well, look at this. We have the Six of Cups right next to the Lovers. Interesting. 6 and 6, by the way. Let's see what comes with it. You know, I just want to say, I also feel like, you know, some of us have lost people. And they want to tell you to remember them in the light, in the goodness. it's like, you know, it's like, don't cry for me. Instead, think of me and the good times, that type of thing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's important here. Like, don't, like, you know, again, universe understands why we would cry, right? But at the same breath, I feel like the spirit of our loved ones is saying, no, you don't need to cry. You know, you don't need to cry. You know, death is nothing we fear. We should fear, I mean, I know we do, but we shouldn't. No, well, not everybody. Like, I don't know I fear it. Because if we believe in the afterlife, then, you know, I had someone tell me that my son who had crossed over was spending a period of time, you know, after he crossed, just surrounded by love in all ways. And I'm assuming it was to heal him. So, okay, let's keep going. I think you know what I mean. Six of Cups can also talk about someone from the past. Now, this would probably be someone that I have good memories of. You know, it's like reminiscing, and the Lovers is right there. Maybe, you know, I feel like someone got away. Don't forget about what I said when we first opened up. Maybe you need to make the first move. You know, I can see a fear in that. Like, I see the fear in that. But if both, let's say this is talking about two people from days gone by, and both thinking of the other, right? And both living their own separate little lives, but nonetheless, their thoughts go to each other, and you know, it helps soothe their soul. It helps soothe your soul. But in the same breath, how interesting that I feel like neither, be due to fear, maybe fear of rejection. I don't know. Like, I'd rather be rejected and know, okay, that person doesn't want me, so I don't waste my time with that person, right? But you just never know. On the other side, that person may say, "Ah, I've been thinking about you constantly." Okay, let's keep going. Judgment. Call to attention. This is a call to the present moment. All shields must go. All walls, please come down. I feel like for you to have the best year you can have, this is the first thing I've got to do. And listen, and then I turn and I put my energy in that Eight of Wands, and my intent is purposeful. Like, my intent is to bring back good things. Judgment says, okay, and we want to help you. But to do so, you need to keep yourself in the present moment. Now, I'm not saying don't have thoughts of the past. That's not what it means. It means present moment action. Right? My seeds, my signs come to me in the present moment. That's what I want. That's truly what I want. And it's meant to be, let's say. And I'm saying what I mean by that. It's going to enhance you. Again, I'm seeing that white light coming in that just seems to take away doubt in a way. Because there are no shadows that are able to hide there. Okay, well, hello, Knight of Cups. Pisces. Huh. I mean, Judgment, your whole spiritual team, let's say, from, you know, if we had to rank them, right? If there was a rank from the lowest to the highest, have all participated in this energy to bring you to this present moment. Because this Knight is about to come in. Now, this Knight is carrying a cup of fulfillment. Well, what mirrors it? The Lovers. You know, what mirrors the Eight of Swords? Justice. Both swords. But I feel like one's about cutting ties. Listen, when I say cut ties, that can be to our own thought process. Like, I just tell myself lies and I believe it. You know, it's like someone saying, love will never find me. You just don't know that. You just don't know that, because I feel like love is something you cannot control. It happens when it happens. It happens when it happens. And I feel like, you know, this world needs love. So, you know, Divine wants us to have love, and share love, right? That type of thing. Fill the universe with it. Now, you know, Divine couldn't do that, cannot do that if we all live in the Eight of Swords type of energy, right? So we need to learn to break free. Like, feel like I'm breaking out of a glass house. I need to break free from that thought system. And when I do, what it does is it brings me true, not just spiritual balance, but earthly balance. What it does is it allows like this rush of adrenaline, kind of like desire and passion, to come flooding in. It's exactly what I feel like you need. So, Knight of Cups mirroring the Lovers. It's telling us who's bringing in this cup, and it's the other half of this Lovers. I can't, you know, it's funny. I'm like, I feel like someone's saying, can you guarantee me that's going to happen? Of course I can't, because I cannot control your free will, right? I can't control anyone's free will. I can only control mine. So that's why I always say potential versus prediction. You know, is the potential there? It's there. Are we, right, 8, self, willing to give ourselves these new beginnings? Are we willing to close these doors? You know, that's our part. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. Well, hello, Temperance. Divine timing. Beautiful. You know, Temperance says let go of control and allow things to happen naturally. And what that means is, you know, like, there are always signs being sent. Always signs being sent. In the Eight of Swords, it's hard to see them, right? It's hard to feel them. It's hard to hear them. All that. It's hard to move into them. It's hard to follow them. But when we break that down, right, think about our intent, I feel like everything changes. So Temperance says, you know, this has been a lesson also about patience. But this patience was needed. How interesting, because I feel like Temperance is saying to the Nine, saying to you, look how far you've come in your life. Look at what you have built through your own hands, right? Through self. Look at how you've overcome challenges before, right? It's not about giving up on life. It's about changing the doors that we go down. Knight of Wands, to me, has all been about building spiritual muscles to help me in this physical world. You know, it's 9 also, independent, right? Independent, your energy. Worn and torn. The girl's all worn and torn. But nonetheless, she keeps moving. All of a sudden, she's reminding me like a marathon runner, right? You know, someone who's like putting in the fight, and it's like, oh, I got to go that extra mile, and I got to find that, you know, that juice within me. Anyway, 4 of Cups is coming next to Temperance. You know, it feels like Temperance is saying, For some of you, maybe you haven't been doing a lot in the department that you really want to build. Four of Cups is where I'm daydreaming more about it than actually putting action in, under judgment. This is what they want us to pay attention to. Again, it could be two people, two sixes. Yes, I am reading this like a year, but boy, it just feels like it's also one. I can definitely feel the wholeness of the reading. Look at this. Here's our third six. Six of Pentacles. Beautiful energy. And I want to remind you again, we are in a 2022 year 6. I kind of like this Six of Pentacles under the Knight of Cups because it tells me this is someone who has a very kind heart. This is someone who probably, in some way gives back, or is appreciative of what I have, and therefore I also give back. I don't know. They just feel like they have a very loving heart. Maybe they work in that type of field. Six of Pentacles right now is mirroring justice. And it's interesting because in the Six of Pentacles I often feel the 3 and the 3. And the balance of the 3 and the 3. And justice is about balance. As this could relate to you, I feel like this could also be talking about what I was feeling earlier, where I tend to want to please the other before I please myself. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Does it work for you? I don't know. Maybe. Listen, I feel like if you're happy in it, then no biggie, right? But if you're not happy in it, that's where you take a look at it. You can change your life at any time. Remember that, at any moment. We have the 10 of Swords. How interesting. I was just feeling this energy of someone feeling stuck in something bad. So it must be the 10 of Swords, right? But the 10 of Swords is about what everybody else's swords are in our back. But in the same breath, we lay there. And we'll let those swords come, right? I feel like at the 5th sword, that's when we should have stopped and said, wait a minute. Something's not right here, right? Something's not right here. Why do I keep getting... Why is it me who keeps getting stabbed in the back? Well, maybe in some way I allowed it. Now, I know sometimes things are against... I'm at work and I have to, work here. And it's hard to ignore the energy, right? Find a way. Don't get into it. Don't get involved with it. If it's not in the light, stay out of it. You know what I mean? If someone's not in the light, just, coexist. If you have to. 10 of Swords says, don't believe everyone's bullshit. What people tell you. What you can't do. I can't go chasing a lover. Well, you can if you want, right? Don't believe what everybody tells you. I can't change my job. You can if you want. By the way, speaking of jobs, I feel like all of a sudden I'm getting side jobs. There is money to be had in side jobs, and these side jobs may become a full-time job. May become your job. It may be a business. It may be a side. I don't know why I want to say a side hustle, but I'm not hustling. I'm not hustling anyone. Maybe I'm hustling. Because this is definitely the year not to spend it on the couch. Take breaks, but don't allow yourself to get the 4 of Cups sometimes can just be I got dreams, but I'm not chasing them. All right, look at this. We have the Eight of Cups coming under the Four of Cups, but also coming right next to that Ten of Swords. I ain't taking it no more. Eight of Cups says, I took that moment. Again, it's about self, right? I've looked within my own emotional house. I've given myself my own emotional clarity with divine's help, if you allow. And I leave it go, right? I leave it go. I move out of it, right? I don't allow myself to get stuck within my emotional house anymore. You know, people of the past have hurt us, of course, and we've all been there, right? But that doesn't predict your future unless you allow it to predict your future. Learn from that. Like, what did I not like about it? Okay, I know I don't want to see that quality. You know, if I see that quality, and by the way, I feel like if someone has a quality that you just can't take because you've learned that from the past, you'll know it very quickly if you trust your energy. Again, the gut. Okay, well, look at this. Last but not least is the world. Beautiful. You know, the world talks about really a spiritual time in your life. It's a spiritual journey. This is what's opening, right? A spiritual journey. You know, this could talk about, 2023, but I don't think so. I feel like this is talking more about what this all has been about. I feel like this is about a new chapter, a new portal that opens. When does it open? Well, look at the eights, right? The eights. Eight of Swords. My own self-created prison. The Death card. Well, stop it. Cut it out. Down here, we have the world. Then, a portal opening up. What's before it? The Eight of Cups, right? She's walking away from the Eight of Cups. She's walking away from that Ten of Swords. What she's doing is she's not allowing it to affect her emotional house any longer. It's almost like I found myself again, right? But don't be like, because I feel like temperance in this Four of Cups is like, don't become, don't just dream it. If you dream it, chase it. All right, well, I didn't know we had this, but we have one final card. The Five of Wands, kind of coming out separate. The Five of Wands is energy. What it talks about is there's no victor in this energy. This is all about ego. This is all about being right? And nobody wants to say, okay, you're right. I don't know how many times I tell people, okay, you're right. Just because that's what they need to hear. It's not what I believe. Right? I don't believe that you're right, but I know what battles to pick and what battles not to pick, right? If it's not worth the battle, okay, you're right. Whatever. You know what I mean? But anyways, Five of Swords, like, no, I'm staying in the fight. I'm going to win at all cost, right? So it's a lot of matching, but in an ego type energy. It's a 5. 2021. I feel like this is why the Eight of Swords is here. Right? This is the energy I've been in. This is tough energy where it's aggression, right? Nobody backs down, that type of thing. So, but I feel like it's talking more about the 5 and where you've been. So we'll keep it over here. We have the Page of Swords on the bottom of this deck. So, the page can be news. It can be communication. I mean, let's not forget, we have the Knight of Cups coming in. We have the Knight of Wands coming in. Can be of an earlier time with the page. Let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot, and let's start at the beginning. I definitely feel like some of our lessons from last year, or maybe even the last cycle, were about finding my strength within my own communication, within my own thought system. All right, start at the beginning. We have, look at this, the Five of Cups. Over that Eight of Swords. Wow. We have the Moon. You know, it's like the Death card is talking directly to you. Talking to you, Pisces. Right? This is your card. We got Pisces and Scorpio connected here. Doesn't have to be. Ruler of Cancer. And then, look at this. We have the Wheel. The Wheel's now coming over this night. So how interesting. I feel like that we open this reading in one way, which is kind of restrictive, right? But what it does is it says when we cut those ties that bind us to anything that doesn't feel right. Maybe it's a bunch of ties. Maybe I got to go cut out all ties. Right? It's like it springs you into the air, into, you know, the energy. So, you know, difficult, right? But at the same time, in the Five of Cups, there's someone that you're missing. There's someone that you're missing. And we have the Six of Cups right here, which is like, whew, but it's also below the Lovers. Am I going to do anything about it? I don't know. You know, Temperance says divine timing. And listen, when I say reach out, I may just be reaching out saying, hey, I was just thinking about you, just wanted to see how you were. You know, for some reason you've been on my mind, so I just want to see how you are. You don't know where it's going to go from that. Now listen, it could be the other way around. Anyways. The Wheel is about destiny. It's a measure of time. And it's coming over the Knight of Wands, which is fast moving. It's part of why Judgment is here. Things are moving fast, Pisces. We need you here. We need you present. Look at that. Temperance again. Boy, I feel like, you know, something is coming quick. How nice that you have Temperance, which is Sagittarius, so Sagittarius and Libra right there. But Temperance looking over at the Wheel. Actually, Temperance is looking at the future. Her energy is coming from the Wheel. Destiny. What can be if I wanted to be? Potentially, right? Temperance could be saying, you know, it may be a long time coming. It may have been a long time coming. But I feel like now something is going to move very quickly. Well, let's look at the Lovers. I love seeing Temperance here. Why did I feel like she was here twice? But is she? Interesting. I feel like she is here twice. Oh, here she is. Right under that Six of Cups. You know, I can't tell you who this person is, but I can tell you that you can tell yourself, because I feel like it's, you know, it's like who you're thinking about. We have the Empress. Wow. We have the Queen of Cups. Right over the Six of Cups. First of all, let's talk about this Queen first, right? You know, she can trust her intuition. This is you, by the way, because it's connected right to the Moon also. But I feel like more what it's saying is about an openness to love and be loved. The Empress coming before that talks about, you know, a life well lived. Doesn't mean an easy life. It just means a life where a lot of experience has been gained. The Empress is of all the queens. It's interesting it's coming over the Lovers. It's almost like maybe this is who I'm meant to be in this energy. Okay, what else am I holding? We have the Ten of Swords coming over Judgment. Now, I feel like your guides would just be like, are saying, can you see these swords? Can you see how, you know, in this one, it hasn't really pierced him, but he feels like they are. So we can talk about like, I feel like I'm stuck, but I'm not. None of them have pierced him. Judgment is saying, listen to that. Doesn't mean nothing has not, you know, it doesn't mean there hasn't been pain. But what it's saying, there's nothing that has happened that should stop you from living, I don't know, a much more loving and, listen, living in the Ten of Swords energy is terrible. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This could be someone that you worked with. I also feel like this is talking about, you know, your finances, I feel like are going to be good this year. If, you know, if you put effort into it, because the Eight of Pentacles is about what, you know, if you're willing to put the focus in, then it will grow. It can be learning new crafts. Also, there could be someone along this journey, like in the House of your Pentacles. That could mean like when I'm like in my creative house or work or that type of thing. This could be someone where I'm at work who, I don't know, like, you know, I may not work with them, but maybe they walk in and they deliver a package and our eyes meet. I don't know. I don't know. I know you guys go crazy when I say I don't know. That's a habit. Ace of Wands. Ignition. Here we go. Right? Here it is. I've moved into the Empress's energy and everything is flowing now. Everything is flowing. In some way, somehow, I feel like someone's going to reach out that maybe normally would have a hard time. So I feel like they're going out of their comfort zone, whether it be you or them, to do this, to like reach out. But nonetheless, I feel here someone is. And I hope that's the case. Eight of Wands. Coming now directly over Temperance, right? Temperance teaches patience, right? Have patience, my dear. But now we have the Eight of Wands. So I feel like the time for patience is over. And now we're into action. Now we're into movement. How interesting that it's also touching the Lovers, the Empress, the Queen. We have, interesting, Judgment again. We have Justice again. We have the King of Pentacles. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have, hello, Knight of Pentacles. Coming over the Ten of Swords, which I find kind of beautiful. You know, there's a lot of energy that's telling me that patience has been required within your life. There's also a lot of energy that's saying that, you know, you've taken a lot of swords in the back, but there's a lot of energy that's asking you to come into the present moment, to take off any blindfolds, take off anything you feel that binds you. It's, you know, even if I'm in it, doesn't mean I have to stay in it. Doesn't mean that I have to be in the energy type of thing. Where did I just read something or I watched something and I forgot who said it. I'm thinking, I forget how it goes, but like, if you put a crazy person around a bunch of normal people, eventually they may become normal. If you put a normal person around a bunch of crazy people, well, then they become crazy. And I'm sure, now I'm misquoting it completely. And who's that from? Actually, it was a movie that I watched last night. Anyway. Um, so anyway, the Knight of Pentacles is about, I often feel it's the guardian angel that's bringing in this pentacle, that's bringing something into the physical world that becomes part of your physical world. Listen, it's also connected to the Eight of Wands, so put your best intent out there, your best intention, and I feel like that is what will come back to you. This knight is looking over at this king. This king's coming over the queen. There's the Queen of Swords kind of looking at him. This King of Pentacles is someone who comes to the table looking at the big picture of something. For some of you, it is an earth sign. I'm going to say that. For some of you, not everyone. It's almost like I connect to them, like almost telepathically. But then this queen over here feels very intent, looking very intent at this king with the Knight of Pentacles coming to them. So it feels like a blessing. It is a blessing within one's life, but I feel like it may be talking about two. And I know this sounds like it's all about love, but I don't know. I feel like it is talking about, like 75% of it is talking about love. We have the Page of Cups, and then it's like 10% of it is talking about freeing your own energy, closing doors so that something new that feels like it's bursting at the seams. All these Eight of Wands, all these fast-moving energies, the Knight of Wands. Things are moving quickly where things have been at a standstill. So be ready for change. Put your best foot forward, and that's what's coming back to you at the same time. I feel like many of you have been on a path about truly learning to love yourself. And loving yourself means that you're giving yourself opportunities to allow these cups to come in and fulfill you. You know, some things last forever, and some things last for a moment. And then we have, look at this, we have the Seven of Swords. What do I do? What do I do? This is making a decision. You know, what I like about, oh, it's the Nine of Cups. Why did I think it was, what did I say? The Seven of Swords. I was thinking it was the Seven of Cups, but the Seven of Swords popped out of my mouth. But really what it is the Nine of Cups. Wow. And then in the Nine of Cups, what comes next is the Chariot. Wow. The Chariot is, you know, it is not where you began. It is not where you began. Because in the Chariot, I know that I control the reins of where I'm taking my life, right? This is my chariot, and I'll decide who gets to ride in it, who comes along for the ride. It's like a new you. It's a new you. Some of you are reconnecting to what may be, listen, at least a soulmate, I want to say, and I know it's not at least, I shouldn't have said that, to very beautiful type of love, but your energy is also required. And I know some people think it's not going to happen. Well, it's not going to happen if I keep myself in the Eight of Swords energy, the self-created prison. It's not going to happen if I keep myself in this Five of Wands, right? Like at all cost, I must be right. You know what I mean? Some battles aren't worth fighting. Some are worth leaving. If you can leave, right? Because I feel like for some of you, and then Judgment, you know, now. I need you now. I need you now. Right? Let this, like, clear this up. Put your intent, if you want to bring in this lovers, because the Empress is over that, understand that where your intention is at, right? Like, I want this lover, but I have this, like how are they going to get through the walls of my prison, right? So the universe is saying, well, let's help you with that. Let's help you so that when it does come in, when it does exist, you can be, like, you can give and receive. Like, you can, like, I feel you, like, all of a sudden, I feel like I have so much fulfillment. So much fulfillment. And I mean, like, deep fulfillment. But it is not where you started. You know, the Nine of Cups, listen, it can talk about self, right? Some of you are freeing yourselves from someone else. Some of you are moving towards someone. You know, and this doesn't have to be someone of the past. They may remind you of someone of the past. But nonetheless, the Chariot really says, sweetie, you take it where you want to take it, right? This is yours. Like, this is your seat of intention. You know, this may be two souls that are coming together, and there is no limit where they can take this. It is up to them. It is up to them. Eight of Wands, up to you. My intention. What I put out is what's going to come back. The Eight of Pentacles. I got to be willing to put in the work to see the results. The more work I put in, and I don't mean like, I mean balanced. You know what I mean? And listen, saying work as it relates to love, I'm just, you know, it does take us knowing when to back down sometimes. And, you know, because our ego is there. But nonetheless, why am I getting negative? I feel like this is also about, you know, something that you create, something that you will love. And that may open up like a whole new avenue to you, a whole new life. I feel like a lot of people, not just Pisces, a lot of people, like, where they begin the year is not where they end the year. And I feel like there is a progression forward, like very loving type energy. This is the year of the lovers. Giving and receiving. I give from my heart. And the universe pays it back tenfold. I don't give because I expect to get back. Right? The World, the Nine of Cups, and the Chariot. Alright, so before I go, I feel like I want to clean this up a little bit, and I want to look at, I kind of don't, I didn't feel like I was meant to take the Empress off the lovers. So let's keep her connected. But I do want to kind of look at them a little deeper. I don't know why. I feel like we've been given complete clarity, but let's just see. We have the Knight of Wands. Passion, guys. How fast they're coming out. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Fool. Wow. So I'm only looking at the lovers, but I want to see, you know, why they connected to the Six of Cups. You know, and again, it can be someone, you know, it can be this lifetime. It can also be a past lifetime. It can be every lifetime. I'm feeling there's something very special in this. But, you know, it's like I have to keep going back to that eight of Swords. But look at this. It's like the Two of Wands is saying that these two people are about to walk down this path together. And And we know that because also the night is here. The world is telling us that something is opening up. This is showing us with the two what type of energy. So we're moving almost like out of the swords and into the wands. And look what it does to you. Look what it does to maybe to them. And let's not even say it's about love. What it's saying is when I take the opportunity to say yes to this journey, and I'm starting at the two, what does it do? It feels like it's setting you free. Like the Fool is not carrying the past with him. The Fool feels free. The Fool takes chances. The Fool, let's go. Let's go. So I'm looking at the Six of Cups and the Lovers. And I think I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to push anything more than it's meant to be pushed. But I feel like I needed to look a little deeper there. But I am going to leave it there. I love you guys so much. I feel like, you got the world opening to you. And there are some amazing things that have yet to be discovered. And that's it. You just haven't discovered it yet. So maybe it's hard to believe in what I haven't discovered. Believe it. Because someone else has. And if they have, why couldn't you? Right? I mean, look at me. I remember a comment where someone said, I'm now 50 and I don't have love. And I wrote back and I said, well, I didn't have it come until I was 58. Around there. I can't remember exactly, but I was in my 50s. And you just never know. Now I'm living in a different state. I'm living with them. You know what I mean? I'm in a different life. You never know. You never know. So, I love you guys. I wish, I hope you find what really lights your soul. I feel like that's what it's about this year. Lighting your soul and beginning these journeys. Your comments, let me know. Let me know what you think. I know it looks a little sloppy, but, it's giving us a review. And it's interesting, too, because the Eight of Swords in the beginning, this is where, I got that blindfold on. I know it, though. I feel it. I see it. And my mind is elsewhere. And look down at the end is the Queen of Cups, who now is connecting to above. Like she's completely open to divine's energy. And you have divine everywhere. You have temperance everywhere, judgment everywhere. You got quite beautiful energy. And the difficult energy that's here, it's saying that you can help it move along and move on out. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being part of my life, part of my channel. Thank you for the support of my channel through your donations. It's truly what's keeping me alive. I get nervous because it's harder and harder to stay on YouTube. Someone's talking about another platform. And I also want to tell you that I'm working with this company that produces tarot cards because I'm going to come up with my own. I may do a crowdfunding or something. I don't know. But I really feel called to do my own. But in the meantime, what they're going to do is send me a deck. And I'm going to use them with you. And then, we'll give them an honest review. And then there'll be a 15% off for you. So, it's the only reason I'm doing it. I'm not getting paid. It's just to help you. If you like it, you know what I mean? And if I like it. Anyway, so that's happening. And there's other things in the works. So, help me stay on YouTube. You can do that by sharing, whatever. I love you guys. I'm going to let you be. I feel like now I'm just like, wah, wah, wah. I love you. I will see you next time at my table. Happy 2022. Bye-bye.